Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is the day I'll be actually mounting all my wheels into the car. So as you can see, I got all 4 wheels already mounted with the Continental Extreme Contact tires. They are summer tires, so they look a little bit more beefy. If you guys saw my last video, my rears were actually sitting a little bit lower than what it is right now. So I went to Hilliard Automotive and they actually raised it to like an inch higher. So right now it's sitting from like 3 inches from the center of the fender to the actual wheel. So that's 3 inches of distance, and then the front is like 3.5, something like that. But anyways, that should clear it. I hope so. If not, then I'll probably have to like readjust that again. So in addition to the 4 wheels, I got the kicks, like the racing lug nuts, and also the hub centric rings. When I bought the Volk racing wheels, they actually included it for free, and they gave me the option of what type of, like, I guess material I wanted. I told them that I wanted like a aluminum like material type, so they gave me this. I did not specifically said the color, so they just gave me like a random color, but I kind of like this color. It looks pretty tough. But let me just show you guys exactly where it goes. Goes exactly there, and then from the outside, that's how it's gonna look. So most likely the centric hub ring is gonna show once it's mounted onto the car, but that's no big deal. It's sort of gonna match the calipers, but since that's a little bit more of a orange color and my caliper is more of a yellow color, we'll see how it looks. Those of you that do not know what the centric rings are, they are actually really important, especially when it comes to aftermarket wheels, and that's because aftermarket wheels are not the same as like OEM wheels, and with the centric rings, they actually like pretty much fill in all the gap that has in the middle, and it also saves you from like having some sort of like vibration when you're driving down the road. So the first thing I'm gonna do now is actually start with the rears. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount it from both sides and then the front. All 4 wheels are finally mounted. Just doing that extra work of removing the side skirts just took up time. The reason why I do actually take out the side skirt is because the Save-On side skirt actually covers the jack points. So yeah, I can also remove the Save-On side skirt, or I can just remove the whole thing. So I'd rather just remove the whole thing rather than, you know, just screwing it back into the original side skirt. So that's the reason why I take out the side skirts, in order to jack up my fronts. So I got on my driveway, and when I was getting out, I actually noticed one thing with the rears. So good thing I actually raised the rears a bit for like an inch or so, but I did notice it did actually rub a little bit around this area. So it's like this area where it rubbed. But I actually went around the neighborhood and I didn't rub anywhere else. It's only like around this area, around my driveway, where it's like a little bit steep right here. So the car kind of has to like angle a little bit where the tires are gonna kind of like tuck in. So since these tires are pretty like thick on the rear, it's for sure gonna rub. But again, when it's just like cruising down the highway and a nice even road, or even like on small dips, it's obviously not gonna rub. So earlier when I mentioned the center rings, which were like orange, they actually look pretty good. It's a nice combo with the yellow calipers and the orange center rings. It looks really good. I like it a lot. I'm actually glad they sent me this color. Was not expecting this color, so really nice combo. I would have even taken the red center rings, because just to kind of like match the interior, because my interior is Roja red. That would have been like a sick combo. I do need to wash my car so I can give you guys a better footage of the car, walk around of how the whole setup looks like. So I might actually go ahead and clean up my car. So yeah, it's really dirty, nasty, all that pollen everywhere. So it is currently the next day, and I actually washed my car the day of. So as you can see, since there's still pollen still falling down, it started to accumulate already, so can't really keep the car clean as much as possible. Here it is, guys. Finally I have the wheels mounted into the car. I do need to actually like dial in the suspension a little bit more. Like for example, the rears, like I mentioned before, I am kind of rubbing. That is because whenever I go through like steep like bumps, like for example like my driveway, I will actually scrape around this area. So especially this area right here, since it's like really close to the tire. So I need to like kind of raise it like probably like half an inch more or 3/4. The fronts do not rub at all. Even at full turns and all that, with both being in the front now, they do not rub at all. So that's good news, but I do need to actually dial it as well. So for example, my driver's side sits like a slightly lower than the passenger side. But I'll show you measurements with the measuring tape what I mean by that. But this one does look a little bit more higher passenger side than the driver's side. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I mean by the suspension being a little bit off with the height. So this is the driver's side, and this is measuring around 3 inches and 1/8. This is the passenger side, and this is measuring around 3 inches and it's like 1/4, 3/8. It's like between 1/4 and 3/8. But yeah, for sure this one is sitting a little bit more higher. So it's not really that much of a difference, but I do need to most likely raise the driver's side a little bit more. And as for the rears, I do need to actually raise it. I can't really lower it, because if I go low, again, I'll most likely rub really bad on the rears. So I'm already rubbing a little bit, so I do need to for sure raise it a little bit more. So right now I'm measuring around 2 inches, and I believe that's 7/8, 3/4, so somewhere around between that or 7/8. This is the driver's side, and this one is measuring around 2 inches and 3/4, I believe. Yeah, 2 inches and 3/4. So it's off by a little bit. So I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of the Lexus IS kind of like sitting a little bit more lower on the driver's side. So there's rumors about like the driver's side having a little bit more weight than the passenger side. Reason why the left is kind of like a little bit uneven than the right. So before I actually got the coilovers for this car, I actually used to run the RSR super download springs, and I mean, obviously the springs doesn't really have any adjustments to really do. It's just like you slap it on and then that's pretty much it, your height. But when I had them on, my driver's side actually sat a lot more lower than the passenger side. And I guess when it comes to like weight, I believe the IS has a little bit more weight on the driver's side. Reason why, you kind of have to mess around with the dialing of the suspension and all that. And yeah, it's kind of weird, but I mean, that's the IS. But that's no big deal, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the shop and pretty much have them adjust the rears a little bit more to have them raise, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it myself with the fronts, because the fronts are easy. It's just the rears, they're just something else. What I do really need is some roller picks and clips, because these things are fire. So I really can't wait to have that for you guys and just to share it with you guys again on the footage. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and look out for more videos sometime soon. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.